Good morning. This is day 122 on my hike from Mexico to Canada on the Pacific Crest Trail. This is where I camped last night. This is the first in a chain of lakes called Rosary Lakes. I don't know if it got its name because or why, but based on my take looking on a map, they kind of look like rosary beads. So camped up in there. I was able to relink with Camilo, which was good. Obviously, I rolled in pretty late, but he was up and he's so cool and chill. It's like, dude, do whatever you gotta do. Everyone's tired out here. Everyone is on their own schedule. You just gotta do what you gotta do. So him and I talked for a while. We might try to link up tonight at the same spot about 30 miles down because he has the next resupply point at this Christian youth camp is the same place that I do. So it's nice when I find people to hike with for a few days. I mean, not even with, but it's really nice having some company at night if I like the person. So anyways, this was last night there was a lot of heat, lightning, and then thunder actually too. So there's lightning and thunder. Based on my count, it was kind of getting further away though from when it started, around when I arrived. But so I slept with my vestibules open for a few reasons. I like the breeze in the air, and then less condensation in the morning, and then also sometimes when the zippers aren't working in my Durston tent, that's what I can do. But anyways, I woke up in the middle of the night and it was raining or hailing. I think it was rain, but there were pretty loud drops hitting my tent, so I had to close it up. And it was a little light drizzle this morning, nothing crazy. I was half asleep. I woke up naturally at 5:40. I had an alarm set for 5:45, so I think that's good. My body might be adjusting to this earlier schedule I've been forcing on it the last week or so. My body though was like half asleep leading up to that, or I was half asleep leading up to that, and it's just like begging. My body's like begging me not to hike today, like begging for a day off. It's just that sore and beat up from doing almost 200 miles in 6.5 days. So I don't really have the leeway and time for that though. So here we go. Got 84 miles, 83 miles to get to the youth camp since I did 4 yesterday. So I'm gonna try to, like I said, do around 30 today, 30 tomorrow, and then take that delta maybe like 22, 23 on 3 days from now, and then get in there and then do laundry, shower, get my package, resupply, and get videos uploaded, all that good stuff. So I'll see down the line on trail. It is a little past 6:30. And it's day 122. Not even a quarter mile in, I stopped to put my hat on because it's drizzling again. And dang, this pack is heavy. I should have ditched more food. I gotta get better at this. I mean, it wasn't like an error, like it was a conscious decision. But then I like forget how heavy it is to actually wear and walk. I don't know why I keep doing this, but I mean, I do know why. Like part of it is I really don't want to be in a scenario like I was going into Ashland where I was hurt pretty bad and had to ration food, or Side Valley, I think it was, with my shin, right? Like, so getting it so like when I show up to town I have like no food left but I'm not hungry is perfectly efficient, but can be risky in other factors. So I was like, whatever, if I have an extra day of food, not a big deal. Well, feels like a big deal right now. It's just heavy, weighing me down. Oh, I am tired. I'm very tired in a lot of ways, but I'm feeling okay. Well, I just walked past, I think it's the second of at least 3 Rosary Lakes, as they're called. You can see it's drizzling. I didn't know it was drizzling. Like, it's not hard at all, but like it doesn't feel like that right now where I'm walking. Maybe it's because I have some tree cover, sort of. But if it stays like this all day, I don't really mind. Like overcast, not raining hard. I did run the forecast yesterday. It wasn't showing rain. It showed thunderstorms in a few days here. What was good though is this morning it wasn't cold when I woke up, and I was able to sleep okay still, even though it was a little hotter. So it's a lot easier to get moving than when it's really cold. And I don't know why I mean, I am, I think, like 5,600 in elevation. The last 2 days, I was probably closer to like high sixes or low sevens and 1,000 feet in elevation. But yeah, I really don't even feel that much rain. I mean, it's not a lot, but like you can see it. I don't feel that on me. But maybe I should put my rain jacket on so I don't get all wet. Yeah, definitely cloudy morning here. But it was at least not super cold, which is good for getting moving at least. Look how cool the top of that mountain looks. I mean, I don't think the sun's reflecting on it. I don't know if the camera's gonna capture it, but that red rock is just almost glowing relative to the rest of this gloomy morning. So this is the third of the Rosary Lakes that I am now walking by. They are nice. I think on a sunny day they'd probably be even prettier, but still nice. I am definitely a little sore. For how I was feeling though when I went to bed, like so much was aching and hurting. I'm pleased with how my body recovered overnight, but definitely I'm still sore. And this pack is just heavy. This frame doesn't, because it's a lighter, more ultralight backpack, it doesn't hold the weight as well. So I got to be more mindful of that. Next resupply, I'll just ditch some food. But yeah, it is I'm like doing really good on one hand. So grateful for no debilitating injuries. Making good progress, in good spirits, good mental place. And on the other hand, I'm like, I just want to crawl into bed and sleep and not move for a while. Just beat up and sore, blisters and aching and throbbing and muscles hurting and tendons hurting and plantar fasciitis and just sore glutes and hips and back and just heavy backpack and sleepy tired. So I think keeping a positive attitude's half a big part of the battle, but also being pragmatic and realizing I've put my body through a lot these last 4 months and really these last like 6-7 days especially. So trying just to balance all that out, listening to my body, just pushing through. Looks like there's something bubbling in the middle of this lake. It's gonna be hard to see from this angle, but there you go. Yeah, I think that's something bubbling. Huh. Okay. I'm not even a mile in. Every step is just hard. It's not even hurting that much right now. Like I said, relative to the aches and pains, the level of them I went to bed with, like I feel a little achy in my like hip area. That's little pains here and there, but I largely feel decent. But I'm just so fatigued, and this pack weight's not helping. And part of why I kept the food too is like I was thinking, well, okay, it's instead of calories per day, maybe a better way to look at it is almost like calories per mile. Like if I had X number of calories in food planned out to go 87 miles in 3.5 days, if I'm doing that same 87 miles but in 2.5 days, presumably I would need more calories, right? But I just don't, and that's kind of how I've been treating the last week or so. And I do see eating a little bit more as of hitting the 30-mile plus days, but it's not like my body's craving that much more food. But man, this pack weight is not helping with how just like a general overall exhaustion that I feel right now. The water I got from the first Rosary Lake that I stayed at tastes a little weird, kind of like iron, and just, I don't know. I grabbed it from the outlet, so like the water coming out of the lake. It's not the best. I obviously prefer the inlet, but it was what was close to where I camped. And it was nighttime, and when I went to collect the water, I saw a frog, a crayfish, a small little fish, and water bugs, all right by where I was collecting the water, which is kind of cool. It was vibrant, a little creek of sorts, outlet, but there's algae everywhere. Like, just the water tastes different, which, you know, compared to the stuff out in the desert, shouldn't even think twice about it. But my little gastro issue from yesterday is spilled over into today, so combining that with the water that just tastes weird, and I saw all the things that could be defecating around it and just living in it where I grabbed the water is not helping psychologically. So I threw some electrolyte flavoring in there. Hopefully that helps. Today just feels harder than the last week. It's just that compounding exhaustion. Like the last week since Ashland, every day I woke up ready to tackle the day. And like today, even though I got a decent night's sleep, I'm just sluggish. This heavy pack, I'm tired. I'm like, honestly right now, in my head, thinking like I have no clue how I'm gonna possibly do 30 miles today, feeling like this. Whereas the last couple of days, even though I'm tired, sore, I'm like ready to crush it. I'm like, I know I'm gonna get over halfway before I stop for lunch, feeling good, strong. Like right now, I'm just dragging so much. Oh. Only 27 and a half miles to go. Same. I'm quite tired and sore, 6 miles in, so I stopped to take a water break and I put my backpack down, and I'm just so tired. I like just kind of leaned forward onto it and like a pancake, and then I actually like kind of dozed off like that. I would have loved to have a photo of it. Not because it was like staged or anything, just because it just happened. I was literally just like laying flat, kind of like a pancake on my backpack, just on the ground here. Oh, okay. I can do this. Just got to pull through. Well, it's a few minutes before 10 a.m. and I've just been absolutely booking it. Like, I feel okay, as tired and sore as I am, and I get aches and pains, but like overall it feels good. But to the point where I actually decided to slow down a little bit because I don't want to totally wear myself out and get hurt. But I was hitting, I'm not saying for the whole mile, for parts of it, sub 16, and it's been quite a climb. I just hit over 10 miles, so 10 before 10, yay. But yeah, I do feel good about that though. And it's been, one sec, let me check, 1760 in elevation gain and a little over 1,000 in descent. So it's been a lot uphill, and man, I'm sore, but I got about 3/4 of a mile to the end of this climb, and then I'm gonna take a little break up top and have a snack. I didn't really eat dinner yesterday because I had that late afternoon pizza and ice cream, so I think I need some extra calories today, this morning. Well, I just took a pretty long break. It's 10:45, but it was nice. I had just caught up to Camilo, who woke up like well over an hour before me. So we were hanging out, and I was resting my feet, clipped my toenails because I needed that. Hadn't done that in a while, and then kind of looked at what's ahead here. So elevation should be a little more moderate than it was to start the day, which is definitely how I prefer it. Get the hardest part out first. It's not going to be easy, but it should be easier. But yeah, I took, well, usually my morning breaks like that are after like 7 or 8 miles. I'll go for maybe a 20-minute break, but this was after 10 and a half miles, and I took probably like a 40-minute break or longer, 45, 50-minute break, but that's okay. I really needed the rest of my legs, and I crushed the miles this morning despite feeling so fatigued. So I think it was good. Time well spent. So I've got like 3.5 miles to get to the next water source, and then I don't know, I'll probably try to want to definitely hit 30 today. So I want to take my lunch break past halfway, so maybe a 17, 18 mile mark, something like that. It's nice having a friend out here again. I certainly don't mind being alone, but it has been quite quiet for a while now on trail, and it's more just a psychological thing, not in terms of like fear of being alone or anything like that, but more psychological thought of like what I'm trying to achieve and get to, and knowing that there's someone else who's trying to achieve the same thing and they're still in the same stage or kind of percent completed of trail as I am. So definitely good, because it's very spread out and sparse out here at this point, because so many people have skipped, so many people have quit. Of the people still going, I'm sure some people have finished by now too, or close to it. People definitely have now. It's early September. But of the people still going, most are up ahead for various reasons, like having skipped, or they just started earlier or went faster or whatever. So of those left back here, there's not much. And it does, I'm on my own journey and I'm trying not to worry about too much, but it does help when, just from a camaraderie standpoint, when someone else is kind of in it with you. So we'll probably be leapfrogging each other all day or so, but kind of have a campsite in mind. We'll try to both aim for about 30 miles from where we started, which is it's a good day. I feel like I'll reassess when I get close to it. I might, like, in theory, I just want to push more miles, but I think I'm going to have to take the night and stay at the Christian youth camp anyways, hoping their Wi-Fi is good, because by the time I get there, I will literally have to upload a video that day for there still to be one each day to show up. Meaning, like, the last video right now that's actually uploaded to YouTube that hasn't released yet is for the day before I plan to arrive there. So I have like 6 or 7 days now worth of videos that I have to upload. That's just going to take so long. Hopefully their Wi-Fi is good, so I'm gonna need to do that and shower and laundry and all that stuff. So at that point, it's like, as long as I can knock enough miles on that day to get there and still have like a late afternoon and evening to accomplish all this stuff, then I can kind of spread out the rest of the miles how I prefer. So it's like, yeah, what's the point of pushing to do 35 today? It's like, well, that means I have to do 17 or 18 on the last day instead of 23 or 22. Like, yeah, that's a difference, but it's not a difference worth getting injured over or like losing sleep over. So that's kind of the broad plan thoughts here. So aiming for 30 today, and I'll reassess though at that time. I'm 11 miles in and it's coming up on 11 a.m. Well, I just made it 14 miles carrying only 1 liter of water. Getting quite aggressive on these water carriers, but it saves me weight and it's working out so far. And I did obviously chug like as much as I could before I left my camp this morning, but now I'm here. This is Charlton Lake. So I'm gonna take a small side trail in a minute to go get some water. Left my pack on trail and took this short walk, maybe like 10th to 5th of a mile to get to Charlton Lake, where I'm going to fill up water and try to make it, I think, like 6 more miles, 5.5 more miles to another lake where I'll stop for lunch. Drinking lake water isn't great. Definitely got to filter it. Excuse me. It's not the same as drinking like a nice creek. I mean, look at this. It's just nasty, kind of, but I mean, it's better than nothing. And I definitely had worse probably in the desert, but it is a beautiful lake though. Oh, I just lost the cover of the forest because there's a big burn zone here. Well, I don't know about how big, but Sobo told me it took him 2 hours to get through it. But he also seemed a little dramatic. So I am now exposed. Got 1 liter of water with me, but I just chugged half liter. But I have a liter with me to get about 5.5, 6 miles. Should be just fine. It's a pretty tough burn zone to be in. Thank you. Obviously somebody cleared this out, which I appreciate it. It's nice the lake's there at least, but you can see it's just like sand and ash. This is probably from last year. I believe there was one around here last year, if not very recent. And definitely harder like the other burn zones. A lot of them still had some greenery coming in on the forest floor, and flowers. This is not the most aesthetically appealing part of the hike. It's weird how the tree survived right along the road on both sides, but everything else is burnt. Like, I don't understand what would cause that. One guy I met a while back who him and his wife had gotten married on the AT, and he had hiked the PCT 3 times. This is his 4th time. Said he'd never seen so many blowdowns and untamed trail. He mentioned this. He said there are parts in Oregon, there's crazy burn zone, there's just sand. This is the first I've ever seen of this. And there's literally very few, even like blown down burnt trees. It's just charred into ash. Definitely very war zone, kind of apocalyptic or post-apocalyptic vibes. It's a pretty odd sight for sure. In the middle of this burn zone, there's this rock, and somebody wrote on there, and I can't tell what it says up top. I know I think it says August 1960. 1960. Pretty wild. That's still here despite all this other terrain that has been totally just burnt to a crisp here into ash. It's not very nice. I'm trying my best out here. It is a weird walking through. It's like, it feels like a war zone. It's wild. Can't tell if that's smoke or sand. I think. See it there? It kind of looks like smoke coming up. This hole in my sock is becoming a problem. I'm starting to get blistered because my Achilles is rubbing directly against my shoe, or like my heel. And I should have swapped them out at the gear store in Ashland. Like I kind of saw that it's starting to have, like, you could see through the threads a little bit, but I didn't realize it was this close to coming apart. And they had already done so much for me with the backpack, I didn't want to bother them. So then they do it there. They trade them in. It's a lifetime warranty with Darn Tough. But then they take them, they send them into Darn Tough. But I do think they get a sale out of it, so maybe I should have just done it. And I don't think there's going to be anywhere to buy some for a while on trail. So that means I either go to just using one pair of socks, which sucks because I clean them every day. They get so much dirt and crap in them. Like, they smell disgusting at the end of the day. So I just rinse them out when I can and then air dry them onto my pack. And at least you're putting on like a semi-clean sock each day, which it honestly makes all the difference. So having just one pair is pretty shitty. And if I keep these, like, I don't know, I could try sewing it together. Just try like putting like a Leuco tape on my heel where it's open and exposed, but like not ideal. And I could have done something about it. It's like hurting every step right now. It's been for a while, but I just want to get to where I'm having lunch and then take care of it. Well, it was getting so bad I had to stop when I didn't want to, so I gotta take care of this. For now, I'm just gonna put some Leuco tape underneath where the hole's at, and then I'll try to, I guess, sew it up. This is really freaking annoying. I Leuco tape on it for now and just make sure the hole is lined up over it when I put it back on. It's always something out here. It is so frustrating at times. Like, it just takes little things like this constantly. Like yesterday, I don't know if it's on the vlog or if it's, I was talking, I know I talked to someone I made friends with at Shelter Cove, but like, I have that Everett water bladder, and it's leaking in two places. So it's ripping on top, so I taped that part up, and then it was leaking down bottom, and it took me a while to actually identify where the leak was, and then I found a little hole and I sealed it with glue. But like, trying, you know, the nightmare I had getting a new shirt, so trying to logistically order another one of these and get on trail is just, so it's simpler to fix it, even though it's only like 20 bucks. And so I like had to spend a while my video was uploading yesterday, like troubleshooting this, and like this was giving me problems for like a week because I didn't have time to like sit down. It's so exhausted at the end of the day, and it's just kind of hard to do this in a tent. Like, I had to fill it up with water and watch where it leaked and dry it up and fix, like, so I had to wait till I got to Shelter Cove. So like for 4 or 5 days, actually, it was happening before Mazama. Like, this was leaking and causing problems and getting wet. Like, it's just always something. I'm 18 miles in on the day. I am averaging over 3 miles an hour. And that includes a little bit of stoppage time because I usually try to keep the time on my watch for time on feet. But like the 5 minutes, 6 minutes I just spent taking care of the hole in the sock induced blister, I forgot to stop the time, and I'm still looking at a pace a little over 3 miles an hour, which I feel good about. I mean, my feet are aching. There's like just shooting pains going into my toe, like specific toes. Like, it's like a throbbing wave of pain that I've described before on trail, and it's not like an injury. I think it's just like your body rebelling because you put it through so much. Just exhaustion, essentially. But all in all, I'm pretty appreciative of how my body's holding up right now. Got about 1.5 miles to get to the next water source. That's the lake where I was planning to take my lunch break and refill water. I hope it's out of this burn zone, because this is I mean, I might be walking through it or sitting in it for a little bit, but not the most enticing place to be. And then also, like, pretty windy right now, on and off, and it's just blowing ash, sand, dust, whatever you call it, kind of around, and just kind of would prefer to get out of this. But given how I'm feeling, I don't want to keep forcing it and walking. So if I have to take a break in a burn zone, I will. But I have a place in mind, 1.5 miles up. Definitely feeling the monotony of this whole thing. Like, this is fun. There's like, Crater Lake was incredible. Mount Thielsen was cool to camp next to that. Camping in Summit Lake was dope. So I've had some really cool, really like parts of this Oregon stretch. And obviously maybe I'm feeling a little extra this way because of what I'm walking through, but I'm really not that affected by it the way a lot of people seem to be and complain. Like, I'm not going to get all cliche and see like a fresh canvas for life or any crap like that, but honestly, that is the truth. Like, things come in cycles, and there will be life here at some point again. You can already see grass coming in and flowers once in a while. Like, in a few years, this will be covered with far more flowers and grass and plants, and eventually maybe trees again. So like, I'm not that bothered by it the way a lot of people, like, I've watched YouTube videos preparing for this where people quit, and this is one of the reasons they listed. It was so depressing in those burn zones. Like, all right, get over it. You walk through it for an hour or two and then it's fine. Like, it's really not that big of a deal. But I am feeling the monotony right now. Just like, I have 720 miles left to get to Canada, and about 28 days until I'm gambling with time. So it's just such a tall order to have to walk a marathon or more every day, including resupplies. I think I'm going to be able to pull it off, God willing, if I stay healthy. But yeah, I'm not going to say taking its toll on me. Like, I'm in really good place, you know, mentally, and kind of morale-wise is decent. But mentally, I'm on my A game still. But it's just, I mean, this is day 122. I've been doing this, you know, sometimes a much more beautiful landscape, but honestly, my head's down most of the time, so I don't trip. I still end up tripping probably like 5 to 7 times a day. But it's, yeah, this is like day in and day out. Like, I really like being in nature and challenges and hiking, but like this is a really interesting part of this challenge on the macro level, is the endurance and stamina from a monotony standpoint. So I'm feeling that a little bit. Not a big deal. Just wanted to mention it though, because yeah, like I walking 25, 30 miles a day every day. Like there's not too much else going on, you know. I don't have that much music downloaded on my phone because I need the space for this vlog. So I've been listening to the same like 300-400 songs and a couple mixes that are on there. Like I could swap that out, but honestly I don't have time. Like I get to town, I can't use bandwidth on my phone to download music because I need to use it to upload videos. And like I was in town for 4 hours yesterday and I just got one video uploaded. Like it's definitely adds to the challenge and takes away from some of the luxuries and comforts. Because when I've seen people in town, other people, they're literally like swapping out music they download or different podcasts. Like that's what they're doing with their time and bandwidth, whereas I have other things which I'm happy to be doing, because I know people are enjoying it. It'll be good to have the record and hopefully helpful to future hikers. But like, yeah, I mean, it's like kind of the same thing every day in a way, but it's also not. See new things. There's some good moments. I've had some really great moments this week at the places mentioned. So anyways, got lunch break coming up, and then guess what I have after that? More walking. All right, I think towards the end, there's a couple of lakes here, not this little thing here, but there's a lake and then another one behind it. I think the trail goes really close to the north end of the second lake. I think it's, so I think one's called Irish Lake and the other is Taylor Lake or something. Not like it matters that much, but plan to stop at the north end so I don't have to go off trail much, get some water and take lunch. I'm hurting. I've already done 19.3 miles. I think this is definitely a record for the longest I've gone before taking a lunch break. And I think it's just because I've been doing a really good pace. And I got up early, but definitely need a rest. I am lucky it's cloudy today, and like the stretch that I just went through coincided with a cloudy day, because usually the sun is beating down. I'm still sweating a little bit, but I mean, that would have been pretty rough if there weren't clouds blocking the sun, because there's absolutely no coverage whatsoever. All right, Irish Taylor Trailhead, the Three Sisters Wilderness. Looks like I might be out of the burn zone. I'm still heading to where I plan to take lunch, which is the top north part of this lake. That will be over 20 miles on the day, and it's only 2 p.m. So that's probably record timing, pacing for me, and distance, like I said, before taking a lunch break. Well, I ran the weather last night. Didn't show the rain until 2 days, but I'm also 20 miles past there now. I mean, obviously it zigzags, so I don't know. As the crow flies, maybe it's like 15 or something, but my sense is it's about to start raining, and I don't know, at some point. I mean, it's pretty cloudy. It just feels like before it rains. So yeah, I don't know, like it did. I knew there was a thunderstorm warning heading into Shelter Cove yesterday that I saw, and nothing happened, and at night there was. So stuff gets moved around, obviously hard to predict exactly. So I don't fully rely on those weather reports, but yeah, it could line up well for my lunch break. Hopefully there's some shelter. Oh, this is my spot that I saw on the map as the path curved closest to the lake. Looks like that was a good call, and it's kind of sheltered, and I'm out of the burn zone. So I'm going to take a very well-deserved lunch break. Oh man, today's weird. It's a tough day for me. It feels just extra hard, yet it's actually I'm putting up some of my best numbers, and it's not like it was that easy with elevation and stuff, so relative to like the past weeks. I'm trying to figure out what those are prints of. They almost look like dog prints, which, you know, coyote maybe. Don't believe it's mountain lion or bear, but I did actually see a guy go by trail southbound earlier with a husky. I was going uphill, and it's the second person in 4 days that has just not yielded. Like if you're going downhill and someone's coming uphill, the downhill person yields. And most people on trail are really respectful and good about that. This is the second asshole that he was coming right at me with the dog. I didn't move because I'm like, I have the right of way, and I get a little pissy about that stuff because I move always for people if that's the case, because I'm not much of a rule follower, but I'm somebody of etiquette and respect and trying to be aware of others. And so I was a little annoyed, so I didn't like talk to him, but I don't know. Those are interesting prints. it does look like a dog to me. That's not totally out of the question, given I saw that. But otherwise, maybe coyote. Well, it did just start raining or drizzling a little bit. You can kind of see it out on the lake, I guess, a little better, but or hear it maybe. But I am trying to decide what to do. I was about to move to go under there, but I was like, you know what? If it stays like this, it's fine. I just want to eat my lunch and keep moving, I guess. And I did look. That weather report was 14.7 miles back that I ran. So 14.7 miles as the crow flies, and I hiked 20.2 or something. So I was pretty close with that. So I'm trying to rerun the weather update for here. But yeah, if this starts coming down hard, I'm just not in the mood for this right now. Just want to chill, get my feet up here, eat some food. All right, I just finished my lunch break, and it is a little past 3. I had one solo hiker coming down, and he was in full rain gear, so hopefully it's not raining harder where he came from, but he had like the rain jacket and a rain kilt or skirt, as they call it, which is in lieu of rain pants. But I didn't really get the kind of rest or lunch I wanted because of the light rain. Like, it was just enough to be annoying, but where I had my raincoat on while I was laying there stagnant, took it off for now for moving. But it's still a very, very light drizzle, but it's cooler out now, and the rain is very cold. I'm trying to just think of it as refreshing. I didn't even call it rain. It's a light drizzle. It's a drizzle. But all right, so oh, sorry, I forgot to start my wash. I don't know if you can hear these pine cones falling. There's a squirrel up there literally picking them off. Like 5 or 6 have fallen already. I've heard this happen before, but I've never seen them. All right, the rain's starting to pick up. I'm gonna get my rain jacket on. Wait. One just fell. I don't know if you could see it. Here comes another. That's so funny. All right, I've got 7 miles to where I plan to get water next, but it's all dependent on the storm. Ran the Garmin weather, which I have to pay for every time because I pay text per message and it counts as text message. And it shows nothing. So probably not Garmin, it's probably linked to some weather service, but thanks for nothing. So I have no idea what's ahead of me here. I think just because of the weather, and I'm also just pretty exhausted. I'm really just looking forward to being done with the day, in the sense of like, I want to get my tent set up and I just want to be horizontal in there. And I still got a ways to go, whether that's measured by miles or time. So I still have 4.5 hours till sunset, or 10 more miles to go if I do the 30, but I feel like I could push more than that today. But man, I'm really looking forward to getting my mobile home that I carry on my back set up. My left foot is feeling a little weird where I had that stress fracture. Kind of similar pain, very light version of it, but it's not great. Hoping it doesn't develop to anything too serious. I know I recall mentioning this like yesterday or the day before, so just really, I mean, I've been putting my body through a lot, but this is what it's going to take to get to Canada. So we'll see. Kind of looks cool. Actually, I should get a photo of that. I am as close as I've been to actually putting on my rain pants for the first time for rain. I've worn them on a lot of laundry days. Still staying pretty dry. My legs are a little damp, but these pants are not waterproof. Well, the sun just came out and the rain quickly stopped. I took my rain jacket off a little bit ago. It's nice. This is Brahma Lake, and I forgot what I was going to add to that. I had something that's kind of spaced out. Oh yeah, the rain. It's good that it's good related to the fire conditions and all, that it rains some. So everything's a little more damp, not as dry and easily ignitable. All right, next water source here. I'm 27.3 miles in. I'm pretty exhausted, but it's still early. I'm probably making record time here. So I'm gonna keep going after like a 15-minute rest stop. But I gotta say, I took a break about halfway through, a little past halfway through these last 7 miles. And I decided to see how many miles are left in Oregon, and then how many days that would be at a certain pace. And then I chose to look at Washington, which I haven't done yet. I've heard it's so beautiful, but pretty tough. And the elevation gain and descent for the same mileage as Oregon is basically double. Meaning if I'm putting in a 26-mile day in Oregon and going up 3,000 feet and down 2,500, it's up 6,000 and down 5,000. Just ballparking, because I scrolled through it in 26-mile increments, which is just, I mean, I'm so beat from the level I've been putting out this past 8 days. And to think I need to keep doing this, but it's just going to get twice as hard in terms of elevation. Like I'm so fatigued and tired and exhausted, and I can do it. I can push through mentally, but it just opens up such room for injury. And honestly, like I don't know. I'm putting out at this level of output. I don't know if I can consistently keep doing this if I have to do that much more elevation. But then I was a little irritated and frustrated this afternoon. I don't know specifically why. I'm just probably so just exhausted. Like my feet are just throbbing in pain. But, and I'd say pain this time. It's that level of just exhaustion, throbbing, aching, but not thankfully injury as far as I'm aware. But it just had me a little demoralized for a bit. But then I was like, you know what? I just have to take it a day at a time and do what's in my control. And hopefully it's a late winter and I get an extra 3, 4, 5 days in October, and then I could do kind of mid to low 20s a day. But that's a big risk. But I just can handle what's in my control and go from there. Excuse me. So I'm going to go walk out on those logs and collect some nice pond water to drink. Well, believe it or not, I am actually past halfway through Oregon already. I have 210 miles to the Bridge of the Gods. So if I'm putting out 30 miles a day, that's just 1 week and I'll be out of Oregon. That only leaves me 3 weeks, not even, it leaves me like 20 days, assuming no breaks, to get through Washington. But cross that bridge when I get there. So as long as I'm staying healthy, it's pretty encouraging, I'd say. Information overall. About a week left in Oregon. All right, I'm packing up at 6 o'clock. This bag actually stands a lot better with this on the back. It's actually been my old one, but at the very minimum, I'm gonna do 3.5 miles to get to hit 30 for the day, and that is the place that Camilo, and I haven't seen him since like 10 miles in this morning breakfast when I caught up to him, and I kind of agreed on is our stretch goal. Where I'm at now was the backup in case tired, but I'm gonna see if I can go further, probably like 5 miles from here. So it's 6 o'clock, so that means I have an hour and 40 minutes till sunset. That probably feels about right for the day, like 5 more. Kitties in the jungle. Now I had to stop because I made blisters on the other one. Like they literally get holes at the same time. I hit a big strand of leukotape, probably an inch wide and about 7 inches, 8, 9 inches long, that I've been carrying from day one. I had like 3 of them gone through 2. I have less blisters and hot spots than I did in the beginning. I expected this to last me through the hike. The whole damn thing was like melted on to the parchment paper that I put it on. Took the time to prepare this and everything. The other 2 worked fine. This is my last strand left. I go to use some and it won't come off. It was completely stuck, melted the parchment paper. I'm so pissy about it because I just wasted a bunch of time. Now I'm gonna have to try to source some leukotape because it's a vital thing to have out here. And I'm pissed I even have blisters because these socks have holes in them. Like, every day it is something out here. Every day. Okay, this is just a third of a mile past what we were aiming for. I could go another 2 or so, but I think Camilo is gonna be at that last campsite, so I'm just gonna tell him I'm here via the Garmin InReach messaging and call it a night. My body's really sore, so I think I'm gonna try to listen to it. That's still over 30 miles on the day, so I hit my target. Could push more, but I want to be careful with trying not to get hurt, so I'm really beat. This has been, there might be more videos, still light out. This is pretty early to be ending my day, kind of, but day 122, and I'll see you all tomorrow. I didn't realize the tent site is actually on a peninsula, a little peninsula again. Definitely not as nice as Summit Lake, but still pretty nice.